Thought we'd take a quick tour of the Dutch garden this morning to see how everything's looking. We're just kind of past peak on the tulips, and then we'll be heading into the early summer flowers. So the first thing to note is that the lily tulips are on each side in the front, and they're really kind of bright and colorful, a little bit whimsical the way that they look. They're called lily tulips. You can see as we walk into the garden, a lot of things are filling out. You got the main flowers coming. I got some weeding to do. So as we go down this side, you can see I've got lilies coming in here, and I got irises coming in the back, some more lily tulips. I got my delphiniums, which are gonna kind of fill in this area where we have the spring bulbs blooming right now. I always like to have succession plants, so I have something that's going to take center stage after the main flowering is done. As we continue, we can see that these delphiniums are looking a little sad. They're looking a little yellow. They need probably some fertilizer. I'll have to come and give them a shot of fertilizer. Usually I don't do a lot, but they definitely need some help. And then I have to deadhead the daffodils in here that just finished. We didn't get that done yet. So all I'm going to do is cut the heads off right there. I don't know if I can pull them now. I can pull them now. So I'm just going to come through and pull all of that. I'll do that off camera. As we go down this side, you can see we got some of these giant reds. These got to be 18 inches tall. They're just really, really nice. You can see all the way down. More delphiniums. As I come into this area here, I've got some bee balm. That's going to be red bee balm. I planted 3 little pieces in there, and you can see how well that already spread, which is exactly what I wanted it to do, because it's going to take over the area where the spring bulbs are, and it'll fill in nicely. You won't even tell the spring bulbs were there. And I come down through here. My alliums have not started yet, and I have my Russian sage, which is just starting to come. And I have more lilies and things going around. I have some purple cone flowers and other autumn type of plants. I mentioned in a different video, the one thing that I'm really excited about is the fact that all of these grass-like features that are in there, those are baby alliums that are coming. So I allowed everything to reseed because I really want this area to naturalize with spring bulbs as well. As we continue down the path, we've got more lilies that are going to be coming, and then the irises. I really planted this area pretty thick, so it will really fill out. This is the 3rd year in this garden. It'll be the 3rd full growing year in this little garden here. As I come down here, I've got some tall garden phlox that I've planted, which is really a nice color. I think it's a dark purple or pink. And then I've got my sweet Woodruff, I think is what this is called. And that spread like crazy. It's taking over in a way that I don't want it to, so I'm going to be pulling that out of here. It's really kind of nuts. I really like, if we take a look at this, you can see it has a beautiful, delicate white flower. And I love the foliage on this. It reminds me a little bit of a lupin. But it's just taking over in a way that I don't want it to. And here's my striped tulips. I think those are kind of neat. And then I have violas that I let come in here and take over, and I was perfectly happy with that. And they're taking over here and there. And if they can decorate the rock path, I'd be so happy if they do that. In this back row, I have Dame's Rocket. So my next tour, that Dame's Rocket should be blooming, I'm hoping. And then this poor shrub here is a Northern Light Azalea. It looks like I've only got one bud left. I think the bunnies ate the rest, so that's going to have to be probably fenced to keep the bunnies away from it. I'll put a bunny away. I'll put some bunny away granules or something around that one to protect it. So that's kind of a bummer. So I always like to take a video kind of panning the length of the garden, so then I can show over time how much it has changed, especially since early spring, which always is a good thing. Just kind of see how the garden changes throughout the year. So heading down the other side of the path, I have some globe flower in here, or I call it buttercup. We have some hardy hibiscus in here, which won't bloom till late August or something like that. I've got some creeping phlox in here, which is coming, so that's good to note. I'm going to add some more creeping phlox in this area. I've got, and if I go to this back area, that's actually geranium. It's a hardy geranium for this area, and this one's called Johnson Blue, and it gets really beautiful purpley blue flowers on it, so I always like it when that blooms. And tucked in here I also have some tall garden phlox. Again, this is a darker variety, and the deer like to chew on this, so I'll have to make sure I put another one of the bunny away pouches over here to keep the deer off them. And in the back I've got some lilies, and I've got some liatris in there. And the liatris are really nice because the deer won't touch them. I'll continue here. These are my Oriental poppies, which I grew from seed. I'm very proud of myself. That was a triumph. I usually get impatient and I never get it to work, but I got it to work last year, so I'm looking forward to trying some more this year. And these are my orange tulips. They're just these are my orange tulips. They're just starting to fade. So we had kind of a weird winter, and I know that in this whole patch where you see nothing, I have all kinds of flowers that were in there. So it may be that the winter was too harsh for it and they didn't survive, and it was a variety of milkweed that had a beautiful orange flower on it. It could be that it just hasn't come up yet. I don't know if I've seen any of the hardy normal milkweed coming. Actually, I see some coming in here. If I go in here, right here, I see this is the regular milkweed that's coming. I'm probably going to dig that up and relocate it out of this garden. But I'm not seeing my other milkweed. I got a couple of dandelions and some grass that need to be cleaned out of there. And these are orange lilies. I've got other things in there too, but if there's nothing in here, then I'll plant a huge patch of, I'll put something else in here. Maybe I'll go find a new type of flower to put in. Or I'll plant it full of delphiniums. That might be a great place for delphiniums, I think. I don't know. It's always fun when you have an open spot. So I'm usually not sad if I lost something, because usually I've grown it for years and I've propagated and propagated, so it's not like I really had that big of a loss. But we'll see if they come back. So continuing, here's a little patch of, last patch of these tulips that are fading. Again, I've got a huge patch, and then I have a bunch of Russian sage in here, which will take over the whole area and be just beautiful purple. And I think the lilies that are in there orange. Yeah, I think the lilies that are in there orange, or maybe they're red. But it's really nice as the stuff starts coming in. And these are my parrot tulips, and they just don't look well this year. I don't know what happened. This is the first year that they've looked like this. So maybe these are shorter lived versus the Triumph variety of tulips. So we'll have to wait and see. I have more tall garden phlox here. I have penstemon. It's always nice to put a touch of red foliage in your gardens, I think. So We'll see how that looks. And I have more delphiniums. I have more weeding to do. And in this area here, I'm going to plant my flowers. The tulips that I have in the containers on my deck are going to be transplanted into this area. And it'll be full of beautiful pink and white and kind of like a love mix, actually, of tulips. So, yeah. I just continue walking down here. Kind of see what this looks like. Finish up this tour. And that concludes the kind of up-to-date, like late tulip season here on the Dutch garden. So if you enjoyed this video, give us a thumbs up so YouTube knows to share this content with others. Also, check my playlist for more great videos below. Thanks for stopping by. Have a great day.